Hi, this is Stephanie from Steph's Tarot Interpretations. I hope everyone's doing well, and thank you to all the new subscribers. I'm over 200. Yes, getting there. And thank you for all your likes, and please subscribe in the comments sections. Please put down whatever you'd like me to read, and I'll put that on my list. To read about or read for you, and I'll put that on my list. I do have one or two that I have on my list, but today I wanted to see how deeply the GOP seems to be in connection with the January 6th storming of the Capitol and the insurrection. I mean, things are a lot quieter now. Now that the investigation has been ongoing. DOJ has been issuing subpoenas now for people to answer questions. So it's good to see DOJ getting involved. I get it that it takes a while, and especially with a case like this, that they need to dot their I's, cross their T's, make sure that it's bulletproof. Excuse me, I shouldn't have said that, but bulletproof. There's nothing that can be overturned, nothing that can, it needs to be watertight. That's a good way to put it. And again, this is for entertainment purposes only. It's my opinion from what I see with the cards. But just this question just came in my head. I'm like, well, it's a good question, and I wanted to ask. So, how deep does this January 6th insurrection go within the GOP? How high up? How many people knew about it? I mean, we have Ginny Thomas, wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. In my opinion, I mean, I can't imagine she's never said anything to her husband regarding this, but I could be wrong. And these are texts that she's made to Mark Meadows in the GOP. How high up, what leaders, or how many leaders of the GOP were aware of what was going on with the January insurrection? And I'm making the assumption that Trump did know. I feel strongly about that. Trump knew what he was doing, why he had that rally out there in front of the Capitol as they were counting the votes. That's my belief. So I'm going with that assumption that other people in the GOP knew. That's part of my question. And the cards could tell me, no, they weren't. There's nothing wrong. No one knew anything about this. So I want to see how far up in the GOP party did people know about what happened on January 6th and why it happened and what was going to happen and why. So I'm going to cut the deck, get this centered in the screen so you guys could see what I'm doing. And the first card, passed. And if I turn the cards up, I don't read upside down. I'm really not that good reading upside down. Okay, so in the past we have the Four of Swords, which is generally rest and recuperation. Rest and recuperation. And that's fun. That's strange for the past, for the January 6th and the GOP. And this is four swords, which is truth, which, okay, as I said, that they've been quiet. Well, okay, they're resting their mouths. They're becoming silent. They're retreating after what happened with January 6th, and they're not. We still have some hecklers and jokers to the left and jokers to the right in the GOP, like Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene and a couple other whatevers. But for the most part, and it also could be that they're resting their mouths and keeping silent and maybe recuperating also from the Trump years, what they just went through with Trump, which their party pretty much created the monster and let the monster in my opinion. But now they're staying silent. They're they're keeping guard, they're keeping mum about the truth. Okay. And that's in the past, too. Excuse me. So in the present, now we have strength. And the question was, okay, how deep, how high does this insurrection, how high in the GOP does this insurrection involve? How far up within the party does the knowledge of the insurrection, what was going on with the insurrection, does it go? And now we have strength. Now, I think this could mean there's good, strong possibility. It's very high. I'm also getting that the information that the committee has, and I'm also believing that the DOJ they're doing their own investigation. I think the DOJ has their hands in so many, there's just so much that they're looking into and investigating. But I think that we can make a strong assumption with strength that there's a lot of information regarding what had happened, the wildness of that day, which is being tamed right now by the January 6th committee and will be by the Department of Justice. But there's a strong possibility that this involves people way, way up, and they're aware of this. And many were so beholden to Trump, perhaps Putin, but they're making so much money off of everything. They weren't going to say anything. Maybe they were threatened. Who knows? I don't know, but we might find out too. Although it has been said, I remember seeing reports in the news too that some in the Republican Party, some that still actually cared about what was going on to their party, were actually relieved to see that Trump left. So, okay, in the past, we have silence. People, they're rallying around and saying, okay, keep your mouths shut. They're taking a step back. They don't want to, certainly don't want to give out any or help the January 6th committee in any way. And these are the people that are more likely guilty. but they're retreating. They're also probably relieved that Trump is taking a rest from the Trump years, from all the chaos from that. But they are stepping back and retreating to their little holes and shutting down and not talking. It could be, this could represent, the subpoenas, people ignoring them, ignoring requests for information. And now we have strength. And this could be a rally, so because they're not going to give any information because it's going to hurt whoever it's going to hurt, them, people above them, people that they're beholden to, and it's definitely not the citizens of the United States. And now we have the strength card, and here's the lady, and I'm going to call her Justice, and she's taming the wild beast. She has the strength to calm and get the information and get the, she's getting stronger and showing her strength by getting more and more information, getting closer to the truth. And there's a lot of information. There's a lot of strength within what the committee has found, what the DOJ probably has found also. And again, they want to make sure that it's airtight, that they cannot, once they start unleashing the monkeys, as in the Wizard of Oz, to go and get those that they believe are guilty. They want to make sure that they have everything. There was a federal judge, federal U.S. District Court Judge David Carter, who claims and he firmly believes that Trump corruptly attempted to obstruct the joint session of Congress on January 6th. And he ordered the release of 101 emails from Trump's colleague, John Eastman, for the January 6th committee to review. So to me, the judge has seen what was in those emails, and I don't think anybody would make a statement unless they've seen evidence. They've seen the evidence, and which gives me the feeling that that's what a lot of January 6th and DOJ and a lot of other people that are working on this are seeing right now, and they're just making sure that they have everything that they have, that their case is strong, that they're working on their case and that it's strong and airtight. So for the future, we have the Three of Wands, which is a plan coming together, which is everyone coming together. This means your ship is coming in, that the plans, everything that you've worked for is finally starting to arrive. It's coming to fruition, and that's in the future. So I'm not saying far future, for a distant future. I'm saying this is in the future. And if you look in the cards, it's kind of difficult to see, but these are ships. So again, ships are coming in. This gentleman has been hard at work planning for something, and now the wands are budding and things are starting to grow. And information starting to come in, and action is going to be taken. Still really hasn't answered the question about how far up the ladder in the GOP this goes, but especially this card in the past, the Four of Swords, where it's regarding retreat and restoration and silence. It makes me think that, okay, people are afraid, they are retreating, and there's many, many, many people all throughout the party that hope, and they're praying. They had the hands are in prayer position, that they're not a part of. They're not going to be charged with anything. So clarifier is the Two of Cups, which is unity, coming together, equality. There's a lot of emotion. Coming together, a meeting of the minds, but this is also of emotion too. It's lovers. So it's people that are, it doesn't necessarily, just because this is a happy looking couple and they're looking lovingly into each other's eyes with their two cups, they were probably just married or whatever. Cups could also symbolize each sign, each element, water, fire, which is the wands, air, which is the sword, and pentacles, which is earth, has its good and bad side. And I think right now they're all looking at each other and saying, together, and that they're standing together in fear. And standing together in fear. And this is probably them way back when in the day when they were able to celebrate everything that they were able to get away with too. And almost like hedonism. When I think of everything that has gone on and what they've been able to get away with, and Mitch McConnell, the way he, with the justices, the Supreme Court justices and everything, everything just totally disgusts me. Those 4 years exposed so much. And yeah, back then, they couldn't be more in love with each other. And they couldn't be more celebratory with each other, drinking their wine and being happy. And they're like, look what we're getting, and look, we're so happy. And maybe this is a clarifier, not just for the future, but for everything. The second clarifier, okay, Eight of Swords, meaning being stuck in your own head, being stuck. There is an opening for you to get out of your own way, if you choose to, but they've been stuck in their own head and their own power and their own being able to get away with, I don't want to say murder, but who knows? Who knows? Especially in this world nowadays, who knows? I know I've naively, and like a lot of people too, have grown up or whatever, have grown up and thought in terms of the government doing always there to do the right thing, and we see the ugliness, especially now, and especially with social media being the way that it is. Everything, you can't hide from social media, which is good. for the most part. Just have to watch your P's and Q's and got to watch what you say and do and everything because you never know. But information has been able to get out so fast. There are people that still keep the blindfolds on, keep them bound to whatever the hell they want to believe. They don't want to believe what they're seeing. They don't want to believe actual facts. They just want to stay in their little hole, in their tiny little minds, in their little fantasy world, and not believe what's going on. Well, I was aghast when Trump won, or supposedly won, and just the last 4 years opened my eyes so much to, and it's not even just the last 4 years, to what this party has gone through, the GOP has gone through and has done. And I'm not naive. What I guess I'm trying to say is I'm not naive as far as the corruptness, how corrupt and wicked politics have been in the past. I just don't think to such an extreme. I don't think I want to believe that this is the most extreme we've ever seen our government being corrupt. I mean, we've had Nixon, and that took a while before that was even brought to trial, or he was forced to resign, or he stepped down as president. But this, and possible connections with Russia and everything, this has to be the worst. I'm hoping, but this is kind of confirming the whole reading that there are people still, believing that what they are doing, what they have done, is correct. There's nothing wrong with what they've done, what they're doing. They're just in love with the idea of they've been able to get away with so much and be able to make so much at the expense of others. And the ship that's coming in is really for January 6th. The information, DOJ, they're starting to, well, they realize the seriousness. They're probably surprised more and more each day with even more stuff that comes in. But the GOP has definitely retreated, and their case is getting stronger and stronger, probably by the day. But I think with their ship coming in, this could also mean, more plans, more information is coming in too. But I think I'm looking at this as we're starting to turn around. We're starting to come to an end of gathering or needing to gather enough information, and everything is now coming together. They're able to start piecing things together enough that there's no way certain things can come undone. They're able to connect the dots. And the last clarifier is building a wall around you. 9 of Wands. And I think it's both sides too. The investigation. The investigation. Although the January 6th committee has been chugging along because that's where we're getting the most information. DOJ is going to keep silent because they don't want all the information as far as who they're investigating, whatever coming out. It's just it's hush hush, and just like any other lawsuit or trial, they're not going to show their hand. So they're battle weary. They're tired. And especially battle weary is probably Merrick Garland too, because he's getting a lot of flack from people like myself too. It's like, oh, what are we doing? Are we and that one congresswoman, Janie, I think is her last name. We're saying like, DOJ, please do your job. But also, who's the other ones that are battle weary are now the GOP, and they're hiding. They have barriers. That was a broke. There was this one wand here. It looked like it was broken, but that's actually a leaf coming out. But they're trying to protect themselves at all costs. They don't want any more information to come out. And there'll be stalling and delays until someone's subpoenaed or they're thrown in jail because they are ignoring those subpoenas, and they will be forced to testify. But each side is definitely gearing up for battle. Each side is definitely preparing to protect themselves. They're on watch. They're on guard. So I didn't get any straight yes or no answers, and usually you don't with Terrell. But from the energy, everything I'm picking up from the cards, especially with this one, this is rest and recuperation and everything, but this also seems to me like they are hiding and they are keeping mum and they're keeping silent. They are banding together, maybe not like the old days, but they're protecting each other. And it makes me think that there are quite a few people that knew what was going on, and there will be a lot of people ensnared when this is all done. And honestly, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. I want the show to get started, but I don't want anything to be. I want this to be airtight. I want this to be done right. I want this to catch whoever is involved with this and throw them all in jail. So let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please subscribe and like, and if you prefer. And I will talk to you later. Thank you very much for joining me.